Chapter 1-32. A particular fondness for dance majors. Ava arrived at the restaurant an hour late, hurrying through the door. On the way over, she'd cursed Adrian Pierce countless times in her mind. He knew full well she had to go out, but couldn't even wait that little bit of time. "Sorry I'm late, Mr. Reed. Something came up at the dance company." Ava sat down across from Samuel Reed without missing a beat, her face perfectly composed. Last time she'd approached Samuel about sponsorship, it was just an excuse to get close to him. She hadn't expected that half a month later, Samuel would reach out to her again. Still, she wasn't one to turn down sponsorship. If Samuel was willing to sponsor them, she certainly wouldn't refuse. Samuel's lips curved into a slight smile. "I was beginning to think Mr. Pierce wasn't letting you leave." Ava froze slightly. Had news of her marriage already reached Samuel's ears? At least it was a good thing the idea of a marriage alliance with Samuel had only passed through her own mind. She'd never had the chance to propose it to him before marrying Adrian first. Marrying Adrian was high risk, but the returns were equally high. Besides, Samuel might not have agreed to a marriage of convenience with her anyway. Naturally, she'd chosen Adrian without much hesitation. "You're overthinking it, Mr. Reed. He never interferes with my work," Ava said with a bright smile. She promptly steered the conversation to the sponsorship. Samuel's fingers drummed against the edge of the table. He looked at Ava deeply for a moment, then lowered his gaze and began discussing the sponsorship details. Ava listened carefully, occasionally raising questions. When the server came to deliver their food, Ava was slightly surprised to see the steak placed before her. Samuel had ordered exactly what she liked. "Ian's back. You'll probably see him in a couple of days." Ava's hands didn't stop cutting her steak. She'd already seen Ian last time, along with Ian's girlfriend. The girlfriend looked quite young, probably a student at New Harbor University. Given Ian's personality, dating someone younger than him did seem more suitable. "I actually saw your younger brother and his girlfriend when I was having dinner with friends at New Harbor University last time." "Girlfriend?" Samuel raised an eyebrow slightly. Then, as if remembering something, he nodded. "Yvonne's friend's younger sister. She's a junior at New Harbor University, studies modern dance." "Seems like your younger brother has a particular fondness for dance majors." Ava didn't particularly care what the girl did, so what if she did ballet? They'd already broken up. Ian's affairs had nothing to do with her. She'd ended things peacefully with every ex-boyfriend, except for Wesley Hale. Cutting ties completely wasn't her style. Everyone moved in the same circles, and you never knew when you might need each other in the future. The sponsorship was finalized in the end. Ava tactfully suggested that Samuel could have his assistant contact her company's agent going forward, but Samuel acted as if he hadn't understood, saying he'd contact her directly next time. She declined Samuel's offer to drive her home. When she walked outside the restaurant, a black Maybach pulled up in front of her. The window rolled down, revealing Ian Reed's face. Ava was just thinking about how to greet him when a crisp voice called out from behind her. "Ian!" The girl's voice carried a lightness to it. Without turning around, Ava could already imagine the happy expression on her face. Ava stepped to the left to make way. "Your timing is perfect." The second Ava stepped aside, a girl in a caramel-colored coat walked past and opened the back door. Her eyes sparkled with smiles, looking thoroughly delighted. She appeared innocent and carefree. "I'm not here to pick you up." Charlotte Hayes had just lifted one foot to get in the car when she heard the voice from inside. She didn't take Ian's words to heart, climbing in anyway. After all, from the moment she'd met Ian, he'd always had that bad temper with everyone. "Miss Hart?" Yvonne Reed, walking over arm in arm with Isabella Hayes, only confirmed it was Ava standing by her brother's car when she got closer. She and Ava weren't particularly close. They were more the type to exchange pleasantries at galas. But Ava's connections to their family ran rather deep. First her younger brother, then her older brother. Ava returned a sweet smile and greeted Yvonne. Yvonne introduced her friend to Ava. As the two were talking, Ian's voice came from inside the car again. "Get out!" Yvonne glanced at Charlotte's somewhat aggrieved face inside the car, then swept her gaze over Ava's expression. She really wanted to give her rebellious brother a good thrashing right now. "Charlotte, why don't you ride in my car? Ian still has things to take care of and probably can't drive you today," Yvonne said gently to Charlotte in the car. She had no doubt that if she didn't get the girl out now, given her brother's foul temper, he'd probably physically drag her out. Charlotte bit her lip, turning to look at Ian. Seeing his face tight with displeasure, the grievance in her heart grew. It wasn't the first time Ian had given her the cold shoulder. But today there were outsiders present, and Ian wasn't showing her any face at all. For Charlotte, who'd been treasured by her parents all her life, it made her eyes sting with tears. She wasn't going to like Ian anymore. Charlotte abruptly turned back and got out of the car. She threw herself into her sister's arms, pulling her toward the parking garage. "We'll be going. You two talk." Yvonne said goodbye to Ava before heading toward the garage as well. Ava was somewhat baffled. What was she supposed to talk to Ian about? Wasn't that girl Ian's girlfriend? His attitude toward his girlfriend now was really quite terrible. Ava. Ian got out of the car and stood in front of Ava, looking a bit nervous. "Do I eat people or something?" Ava looked at Ian with amusement. Such a terrible attitude toward his girlfriend, but he changed his tune completely in front of her. Ian shook his head. "It's late. Let me drive you home." "If you drive me home and your girlfriend finds out, she'll be upset. I'll just have my driver come pick me up. You should go smooth things over with your girlfriend first." Ava shook her head with a helpless expression. "Didn't I tell you before? Don't be so harsh with girls." Her voice was extremely gentle, like a caring older sister. Ian ran his hand through his hair in frustration. "She's not my girlfriend. She's just my sister's friend. My sister keeps making me pick her up?" It was annoying as hell. His sister might as well have matchmaker tattooed on her forehead, but not liking someone meant not liking them. If it weren't for his sister constantly getting him in trouble with their parents, he wouldn't even bother picking her up. "Let's not talk about her. Let me drive you home. Don't you have a performance tomorrow?" Ava didn't ask how Ian knew about her performance. Being too charming was quite troublesome for her too. Good thing she hadn't gone through with a marriage arrangement with Samuel. Otherwise, wouldn't the relationships be a complete mess? If she was constantly around Ian, he'd never be able to forget her. Ava eventually got in Ian's car. "I didn't have a girlfriend during that year abroad. I was just working the whole time." At Ian's sudden explanation, Ava's eyebrow twitched imperceptibly, a faint smile floating to her lips. "You don't need to explain to me. It's perfectly normal for you to date. We broke up a long time ago." Even as she said this, the smile in Ava's eyes only deepened.